Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation in Asia Pacific. Welcome to our interview program. First, we want to thank Geek House to host this interview. And this is a very unique venue where Facebook or Meta was founded several years ago. And in our today's interview, we want to welcome Brandon Wang from Synopsys. And Brandon, first, thank you very much. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Yes, I've been in Silicon Valley for more than 30 years, right? So I started with the designers. Currently, I'm in the corporate strategy group at Synopsys. I was very fortunate to caught the internet boom when Silicon Valley moving from silicon to internet. And later I was with a company called ARM. We make the technologies that enables the mobile era. So again, very fortunately, grow with the mobile and see the valley from silicons to internet to mobile applications. And in the last 6 years with Synopsys, I'm focused on the corporate strategy, look at how a company sets strategy and enables both organic and inorganic growth.
Thank you. And also, I remember correctly, you are the vice president from the CEO office of Synopsys, yes, right? And in charge of corporate strategy, which is great.
Creating and running corporation internal innovation program.
Earlier, you briefly talked about the kind of internal innovation programs activities. Could you kind of tell us a little bit more about how does Synopsys kind of go with using the internal innovation programs to help the company to grow and adapt?
Yeah, we talk so much about acquisition, but organic growth remain to be a very, probably the critical part of the company.
Okay.
Right? So here's what we figure out, what type of company you are. It's very critical. Are your company's primary value is about your user base, the ecosystem, or your primary value is you have a technology, I call it the deep tech company, that is absolutely leading and create the differentiation in your offering, right? So depending on what type of company you create, right? So you can be starting up a restaurant versus starting up a social media company versus starting up a deep tech company, right? So they're very different. So you have to understand.
Before you continue, I'm really looking forward to your continued story. Could you elaborate a little bit more? Because you talked about that whether your customers, value creation company versus deep tech. Could you elaborate? What do you mean deep technology company?
Yes, I think that if your company's unfair advantage in your competitive landscape are primarily relying on differentiation that is created from a technology differentiation. We call it the technology barrier, right?
Oh, I see.
18 months, 2 years for anybody to catch up to your technology.
So in other words, you're always the pioneer.
So you're always leaders in technology.
Okay.
Right. So and that is where I think that you need to kind of understand what is your competitive advantage.
Yeah.
And if you classify yourself as a deep tech company, and you know how much of the innovation, the value of innovation,
right.
So you really need to encourage your employees to think, to have the innovative mindset, I would say that, all the time, right? So that they're looking for better solutions, and they have felt passionate about the culture should encouraging ideations, right? So that's where a corporate innovation program should really bring in. It's not just about, it is really create an internal culture that encourage people to bring new ideas, try new ideas, fail fast, fail early, not discouraged, but continue to pursuing the next phase, right? So those are type of things that in the corporate program should be really in a high level mission is should try to create that, given the value of technology innovation in a deep tech company. But at the end of the day, if you look at Synopsys or any other tech companies, it's really the biggest asset is not the warehouse, the facility is not, right? It's people, right? I think that's what that you really need to kind of look at, say, how do I energize the biggest asset of a company and maximize the value of these talents, right? So that's really the corporate innovation program is aiming at.
That's an excellent point. In other words, when you design these kind of internal innovation program, you have to clearly understand your identity, your key position in the market space. So I assume Synopsys want to be a deep technology company, want to be the pioneer in the relative space. Is that correct?
Yes, we've been always a deep tech company.
Oh, okay.
So we believe our value is to be very deep, being expert in the verticals we engage. We've been very focused on nurturing the talents in this area. Yeah. So CIP is part of that mission.
That mission. Could you kind of maybe give us a little more information on how to kind of execute that design? For example, what kind of activities do you, what kind of program do you, how do you integrate the programs, things like that?
Yeah, it's many activities. I mean, we'll give an example. We have, 2 weeks ago, I was at Inno Days, which is a program run 10 years already in China. It's really about bringing the R&D ideas, and it's a pitch fest. So everybody pitched their ideas, and I was very fortunate to be a judge to look at those ideas. What would be good fit. And we have across the globe, we have many activities in different regions. This is not just headquartered in Silicon Valley, right? We have Innovate in India. We have, to give you some scale, we have mini pitch event happened around a year at different regions. Even though we have the finales in the headquarters, people from different region comes.
Like a winners kind of.
Yes. We have this called May Madness. It's not March Madness, but May Madness is where the sweet 20s come from all the mini pitches happen different stage, and they will get together into this playoff kind of things. And within a week, we go through multiple phases of competition eliminations, and then we give the best idea the award. So these are the things that we really want to nurture the culture, right? And then a lot of time you'll be surprised that the innovation not only happen in the product and engineering side. We have seen ideas from drastically increase our efficiencies in human resources. So innovation program covers kind of the both aspect. One is the product and technology. We really want to bring that into bring the new ideas into deployment and become either
market facing kind of a thing.
Either become a product or become a new features. That's one aspect. The second aspect we want to achieve is really the culture of innovation. That's why we're welcoming all the ideas, even if it's not product related. And it's very important that the idea itself has its value. I know that a lot of time as an entrepreneur that you are the person who propose the idea and you're the person that actually execute the idea. But in our CIPs, we would welcome people to propose idea that you may not the best person to implement that idea.
Oh, okay.
So, and with the corporate structure, you'll be figured out where is the best people, where is the best investment happening, if the idea is a good one, right? So it's really a wide open kind of innovation culture things, and then and across the globe, different region, year-round activities. We have many pitches happen every month.
That's fascinating. I have two related questions, two very different categories. One is maybe the first one is not even necessarily a question. I just guessed for the first one, your team is responsible in handling call for proposals, being the judges, and making decisions. Is that your team to decide?
Yes, I was
involve relevant stakeholders or experts to do
Yes,
that?
we have a well-built platform for people to submit ideas. And even though we encourage any ideas, any idea is good idea, but it does go through a filter before the idea is become pitchable. So that it's a automated platform. It's an infrastructure we build. And once you march through different phases, then you got a chance to do a regional pitch.
Competition, you're right, right.
We call it minute pitch.
Right.
And then you move to the regional kind of finale. So it's a well-built process. Yeah.
But I assume you.
But in terms of your judge.
That's key. Yeah.
In terms of judge, that we can't. Our team is small. We can't be judge. We cannot be expert.
Right. That's exactly my question.
We have a committee. That we organize. We're going to invite we call it the domain expert.
Okay.
So depending on what the idea is, what category the idea falls in, and we would have derived them into, the committee, the judge panel composed of business savvy people. And we'll look at it, say, hey, what's the value? Okay. And there's technology experts. They would say, hey, your idea is completely not feasible. It's like, yes, but it's a good idea, but I'm going to challenge you to see, and why Synopsys is the best person to do that idea. Right. So there is a person on my team to look and say, hey, that's a great idea, but we can't find a partner to do that better. Then we do insight back to our growth instrument. You have to leverage all the 4 growth instruments in order to nurture the growth, right? So there's different people sitting in the judge panel in a different phase, but our finale, which is the headquarter, it has our corporate executive in there. The staff that reports to the CEO. Okay. Because ultimately, that's that's the judgment we like hear from the leaders of the company. On this idea,
because that kind of visibility, and also strategic alignment becomes extremely crucial, right?
Yes. So different phase, we have different committee, different judge, in order to create that idea. It's not just about the idea. If you look at the early phase of the pitch fest, it's not just about judge the idea itself. It's about advising that idea proposal team.
So let's say for winner, actually, if you see the potential in this particular project team or idea is able to elevate to the next level, they will get that advice and revise the idea.
We actually assign a mentor to that team. Because it's hard to have a idea proposed by, a lot of time, even by a team, to have the full aspect.
Because there's scope of
sometimes it's like 3 engineers, beautiful idea. We would assign a business mentor to tell them to say, how do I make this idea a business proposal?
It makes a lot of sense.
So the process of the early phase of the ideation of pitching is not just be a judge.
That's a very important point.
It's nurturing,
improving the idea as well.
Yes.
Okay. So the second question relating to that, because in the corporate innovation area, some people criticize this kind of corporate innovation activities mainly focusing on they call it a stage show, which basically means the competition, but less on so what, meaning after you made a selection and what's happening. In other words, actually, how do you turn these great idea into real results? That whole journey. So what's the Synopsys answer to that question when you select some good idea, even at the different levels, like, right? Some regional good ideas, some good idea at the corporate level. So what happens after that to make sure those ideas become a real results, like execution monitoring, milestones, those kind of things?
Yeah, so my team focus on the front end side, which is the ideation part. Yes, so they are a corporate function, a corporate incubation program.
Oh, okay.
And they are more looking at it. But also a lot of idea, it could be a relatively incremental idea.
Yeah,
Not about, hey, let's do something brand new. But so I think a lot of incremental idea is actually being sponsored or working within each of the BUs, the R&D groups, right? So it's really neat. I'll give one example. Last week I was at our largest internal conference, technical conference called the Engineering Innovation Leadership Conference. It happens once a year. It has, I don't know, 500-600 people that come from different regions and to demonstrate their work. See, that's a different as a pitch event. Right. Pitch event is about the idea. When you really bring the work into a conference, you have to have done the demonstration to showing that it's not just idea, it has feasibility, it has a result and shown here. So to answer your question is that you really have to face it. When we finish Pitch Fest finale in May, our engineering, this innovation conference happened in September. There's a lengthy period for people to turn an idea to be demonstratable work. And when that demonstration, that's what's happening in that conference, is people to say, hey, here it was an initial idea, here is my work.
Oh, it's almost like the prototype kind of a
yes,
idea.
Yes, yeah, basically it could be, depend on the how scope of the idea. Sometimes it's some sort of scum work you put together. Sometimes it is, pretty nice prototype, not production version, but version. It has different stages. We have a broad presentation and posters. It was a great event. It happened last week at the Fremont Hotel in San Jose.
That's interesting. Do you have also the mechanism within the company to track, the final results of these innovation idea that bring to the companies? You do?
Yes, we do. Absolutely. There's a KPI to tracking how many idea gets integrated or as a feature or as even a new product. So it's definitely, we used to call the pitch event Shark Tank. For the copyright issue, we changed to Pitch Fest. Right? I still remember in 2018, so we had the first Shark Tank event, and the winner of that Shark Tank event, they actually now develop into hundreds of millions of revenue.
That's a big success, right?
Yeah, it's a big success. We called I think at that time the project name is different, but ultimately when we go to market, they become this brand new concept we call Silicon Lifecycle Management.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.